Well, it was a sluggish start fueled by the rain, but Oregon eventually overcame it all and thumped Cal 63-19. Full reaction. Here we go.
You are Locked On Ducks, your daily podcast on the Oregon Ducks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yes, it is that time once again for a reaction episode of Locked On Ducks. I'm your host, Spencer McLaughlin. Thank you so much for making this your first listen or your first view after the Ducks' big win. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day and your number one source to stay up to date with the Ducks. So if you have not already, like, comment, and subscribe, rate, and review, please and thank you, wherever you listen to or watch this show, which is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. I enjoy these shows quite a bit. I love a good Monday show. I love a good Tuesday show with individual standouts. I don't know where I'm leaning yet. Tez Johnson was great. Bo Nix was awesome. Lots of things to get to here, but I like these shows because Oregon's just had us in a good mood far more often than not this season because they're playing at a really high level. They put up almost 600 yards, over 60 points, 63 to be exact, against the California Golden Bears. Once the rain dissipated, the Ducks were cruising. Bo Nix was awesome. Oregon ran the ball fine in this game, not by their standards, under their season average, 153 yards at 4.3 yards a carry. And yet you look up and Oregon had almost 600 yards of offense and 63 points. This is what I've been talking about with this team. They want to run the football first. But if they can't do that, at a clip that they did against, say, Colorado, for instance, where it's 6 to 10 yards every time they touch the ball, they can kill you through the air. Bo Nix, I love that guy. He's just fantastic. And he was clamoring this offseason to bring in this guy, Tez Johnson from Troy, who he knew, of course, because if you didn't hear on the broadcast, they're brothers. I don't know if everybody knew that, but now you know. So Tez Johnson goes for 12 catches, 180 yards, and 2 scores. When Troy Franklin goes for 6 for 79 yards and a touchdown and is an afterthought in the Oregon receiving game, that's when you know it was a good, fun day. This was a good, fun day. It was sloppy at the beginning. The rain's coming down. Oregon throws the ball. Tez Johnson, sure-handed, goes off his hands. Cal interception. And then what does Oregon do? Yeah, they force a turnover. I love this defense. Going to talk about them more later in the show. But I just love this team and the way they are playing right now. Because man, oh man, do they just look like a good football team. Nothing seems to be getting in their way. Rain, doesn't matter. Still felt like Oregon was going to win the game. Turnover early? That's okay. Still going to go for over 60 points. Defense is going to come up with a stop. I mean, everything about what Oregon is doing on both sides of the ball, I absolutely love. The depth of weapons that they've got. Will Stein is great as the play caller. I thought Dillingham was really good a year ago. I think I like Will Stein more. I really do. The numbers are indisputable. They're great. Oregon on third down, awesome. I've gone from expecting the other team to convert to expecting Oregon to get off the field and surprised when they don't. They get after the quarterback. They force turnovers. They tackle in space. They stop the run. They just everything about it is really, really good. And they're just playing at a high level. And it all starts with Bo Nix. I've had 2 recurring takes with regards to Bo Nix in the last several weeks. They go something like this. Don't take this guy for granted, because he is insanely good. And number 2, he's the same player every quarter. Play to play, game to game, quarter to quarter, series to series. Same guy, same player. He is an absolute bona fide Heisman contender, absolute rock star. He goes for 386 and 4 touchdowns and an interception where he put the ball in the receiver's hands. And yeah, the rain caused it. What are you going to do? I mean, it's just awesome to watch him play football at this level. After what he went through at Auburn, one of the most polarizing players, in the words of my boss, Zach Blackerby over at Locked On Auburn, that he's ever covered in his years covering the Auburn Tigers. Guy who took a lot of flack, who didn't have a great career over there compared to the expectations. This is what people thought Bo Nix could be. Turns out you give him an offensive line that protects him. Cal, in this game, once again, 0 sacks. No sacks. Bo wasn't sacked again. It's just clockwork with this offense. USC is up next week. Oregon might put up 60 again. Washington, a team that doesn't run the football that much. They're capable, but they don't run it like Oregon. They don't run it like Oregon State or anybody else. They went for over 300 on the road against USC. Now, the unfortunate thing is this USC win isn't going to do a lot for Oregon in the resume department because guess what? USC is probably unranked next week. I think they should be. At the very least, after they lose to Oregon, they'd be unranked. So I don't think it's going to do a lot for the Ducks. The good news, though, is Oregon is winning these games by a big margin. And Bo Nix is the reason why. He's just the same guy every quarter. It's so awesome. It's so great. He's so in control, in command. Every time he lets it go down the field, there's this look he has with his body language where when he has a guy wide open, I know it the moment he's letting the ball go. I will say it out loud to myself, oh, he's got him. Got it. And then Troy Franklin or Tez Johnson's running wide open. It's just the same player, and he's operating at such a high level. Like 29 of 38, 386, 4 touchdowns. I don't know what more we can ask of this guy. I really hope that he gets all the national attention and love and all the flowers and everything that he deserves as this season goes on. I hope Oregon hits their ceiling because I think the defense, who I'm going to talk about, is awesome. And I think that Bo Nix is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Arm, poise, playmaking. Can we talk about the third down? Of course we can. It's my show. We talk about whatever I want. Well, I'm just kidding. It's your show, but I think I have a sense of what you'd like me to talk about, or else you wouldn't, tune in ever. And I see the numbers. You do, and I really appreciate that. The third down play. First of all, he's making the wrong read. You got the bunch set. That's where the play is designed to go. Tez Johnson is wide open. He's looking at T. Ferg in the 1v1. T. Ferg doesn't separate. Trayshawn Holden's dragging across the field in a bunch, crossers concept, and I still don't know how he did that. For those who didn't see it, I'll give you, using my best play-by-play skills as I can, a description of what went down. He's in the pocket, looks right, nothing there. Pressure comes, flushed out to the right. Man comes in his face. He ducks underneath Brett Johnson, who at his best is an all-conference defensive lineman in the Pac-12. Steps up, throws off balance to a dragging Trayshawn Holden, who makes a catch behind his body. All of this in the rain. I don't know if it helped Bo slip away from Johnson or not. It was one of the most ridiculous plays I've seen Bo Nix perform this year. I mean, just, you could call it bodacious because, man, that guy's really good at football, and he's the Ducks quarterback, and I love it. I absolutely love it because he is fantastic. So's the defense. Gosh, the defense is good. I love this defense for many reasons. You'll love Game Time for many reasons if you go check them out, because you shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and the best price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. Game Time is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. You can buy tickets in seconds with just 2 taps. That's all it takes. Super simple, and you can get tickets to whatever you want, including Oregon USC, which is a 7:30 p.m. Pacific time kickoff next week under the lights at Autzen Stadium. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. That's Locked On College is the code. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Fun fact, I called a football game for Southern Utah today. That was about 3.5 to 3 hours and 45 minutes. Then I called a volleyball match that was about 2 hours and 20 minutes. And now I'm doing the show. How do I have voice left? I honestly couldn't tell you. But Thunderbirds football got a nice win against Lincoln earlier, and volleyball, unfortunately, in a thriller, fell in 4 sets. But I digress. So, oh man, the defense. I think this Oregon defense, if they continue playing at this level for the next 5 games and help get Oregon into the playoff, which is what will happen if they win all those games. Now it's their next 4 after beating Cal. Yeah, I think we'll look back and say it's one of the best defenses of the last 20 years for the Ducks. I mean, what can't they do? Ask yourself that question. What can't they do? Can they pressure the quarterback? Yep. Couldn't do it last year, but they can do it this year. Only had 1 sack today, had a lot of pressures. So they can pressure the quarterback. Can they stop the run? Yep, they can do that. Cal ran the ball respectably in this game, under 4 yards a carry. Jade Knott, told you going into it, good football player. And I don't know what's going to happen with certain players in Oregon's running back room. I'll just say if Jade Knott prefers the Big Ten to the ACC, I'd take that guy as my running back. He's a really good player. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I did not catch the name. I was, kind of watching during commercial breaks of the broadcast today, but hoping for the best for the California player. What a horrifying scene. And the Autzen crowd was all class. You'd expect nothing less. So were the players. It's a hard thing to watch. And we've all seen those moments over the years, whether it's Eric LeGrand or Sean Livingston, Kevin Ware, like there are those injuries that stand out. Hoping that kid comes out all right, because that was a really, really difficult scene. I was struggling to watch. I really struggle watching that stuff. Really hope that he's okay. So he's in the hospital having tests done. Nothing's conclusive at this point in time. Hoping all the best for him. It's the worst part of football for sure, and it just sucks that took place and was a tough thing to watch. But anyway, all the best. Loved Oregon's defense in this game for so many reasons. Their ability to slow down the run. I tweeted out before the game, I thought that was one of the keys. Yeah, they slowed down the run, and guess what? Yeah, they won the football game. Forced 2 turnovers in the red zone. That'll help. That tends to help. Again, it sucks that one of them led to the injury I was just talking about, but I just love the way that they fight, the way they compete. They play hard. They are fast. They can stop the run, get after the quarterback. Their linebackers fly around. The secondary cover is great. How about that pass deflection on 3rd down Kyrie Jackson had? Man, that was good. It's so much different than last year. Cal was 3 of 14 on 3rd down in this game. Oregon, I don't know if they had a single game last year where an opponent was 3 of 14 on 3rd down. And here they are doing this stuff to teams week after week after week. They're great in the trenches. They're great at the second level. They're great on the back end. They're great situationally. Everything is there. Everything is there for this defense to help get Oregon to the college football playoff if they can win the Pac-12. And they're more than capable. Just got to go out and do it. And Washington's really good. We know that. It looks like we'll be, if Oregon wins the next 3 games, not a guarantee. I feel good about the Ducks' chances, though, with 2 or 3 coming at home. If Oregon goes out and gets Washington in the Pac-12 championship game, of course they can beat the Huskies. They could have beaten them the first time, too. They just didn't. So it's just got to go out and happen on the field. That's all. That's all that's left. And it is Oregon against Oregon every week, because when they play at their best, I don't think anybody in the Pac-12, including Washington, can stop the Ducks. I think this Oregon team on both sides is just so balanced, so deep, so talented, so well coached. Everything about them just looks awesome. And how about those, once again, adjustments at the half? By the way, Cal was 0-1 on 4th down. So 3 of 15 in the money downs. That is vast improvement from last year. I said coming into the year, going to be disappointed if Oregon's defense isn't better. Guess what? It's a lot better. And it might even be better than I thought it was capable of being. You held Cal a capable offense. They've been good this year, straight up offensively. They got pieces to 286 total yards, couple turnovers, 19 points, 7 of which came from the offense, and only allowed 6 points in the second half, 1 touchdown drive. That was it. That was it. Defense is giving the Ducks everything they want, everything they need, and the offense is following suit. Everything you want, everything you need, it's all right there. It is all right there. As I peruse the box score here defensively, a lot of balance. Jeffrey Bossa, another good game. 6 tackles, 1 for loss. Jamal Hill had a great coverage moment in the first half. He had a TFL. Steve Stevens did some nice things. Casey Rogers had a sack. I think that this team has just got so much depth, and their ability to rotate guys in and out has been tremendous. Absolutely tremendous, because that's keeping everybody fresh and playing at a high level when they are on the field. And I think that's a huge part of what they're doing. And boy, I really thought the defense had another good game. I feel so much more confident watching this Oregon team play defense compared to last year, where I was holding my breath. Please don't make a big mistake in this moment. I'm expecting them to make a big play in these moments. Kyrie Jackson was barely offside on that blocked field goal. I don't know if he actually was. It was close. It was close. When you watch it live, you go, oh, yeah, but he's offside. When you watch the replay in slow-mo, it's almost a perfect jump. He's probably offside. Still, Oregon's defense, I absolutely love them and thought they had an awesome, awesome day. And I just, there are playmakers everywhere. There are guys who just do their job in such a big time solid way. And then the coaching, the play calling. I mean, you got to shout out Chris Hampton, because clearly he's making an impact on that defensive staff. Tosh Lupoy, he's quieted all of his critics. And Dan Lanning, he's the guy at the top. That's the head honcho. And he is putting together one hell of a unit on that side of the ball, which is what we were all looking for when he got hired. And I thought last year was disappointing. Guess what? They were talking on the broadcast about how many new players Oregon's got this year. 40, something like 40 players that were of the 63 newcomers had played in the first few games. I thought that the moves they made were going to make the team better along with the returners, and it's just all blended. You look at the newcomers, they're making an impact. You look at the returners, they've gotten better. Sam Taimani is a better player. Dorless is a monster. He was last year too. I think he's even better. Jeffrey Bossa is vastly improved from 2022. You just keep going down the list. Jaleel Florence is taking a step forward. Kyrie Jackson, stud. Safeties, I think they're playing much better as the week goes on. Another interception for that group here against the Bears. Everything feels great. Camden Lewis, I had no hope or confidence he was going to make that kick because it was pouring rain. It was like a 40-some-odd yard field goal. I didn't see exactly how long it was. No, it just says 0 for 1. I want to pull that. I want to pull that up real quick, because that's basically the only thing that that's basically the only thing that could derail Oregon, is if they're in a tight game and need Camden Lewis. Let's see, he missed from where's the missed field goal? It just doesn't show up on the play. 53 yards. Yeah, he's kicking a 53-yarder in the rain. I don't expect him to make that. Is it helping his confidence? Probably not. It's probably not great, but I mean, that's literally the only thing. Speaking of kickers, did you see that punt from Ross James? That thing was, I just accidentally closed the box score. I don't know why. That punt was absolutely boomed up the field. 64 yards, and it was down inside the 5. That was an awesome punt in the third quarter. And Oregon was worse than the Pac-12 last year in punting average. Not anymore. Shout out Joe Lorig. They've gotten better. It's making an impact. It's helping the defense. Speaking of gotten better, we all saw it, right? We're all kind of seeing it, but are we seeing that thing from Ty Thompson? you'll see a lot of different things on Prize Picks, which is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. The easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports is just you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you'll watch the winnings roll in. With the basketball season here, Oregon basketball tips off on Monday, by the way, in Las Vegas against Georgia. I would love to see them win that game. You can pick combo projections across football and basketball from the Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports or leagues. For example, LeBron James plus Travis Kelce at a 10.5 combo of 3-pointers made and receptions. You can do all sorts of fun stuff, and they've got everything you want over there for daily fantasy. Go to prizepicks.com/lockedoncollege. Use code LockedOnCollege for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/lockedoncollege. Use code LockedOnCollege for a first deposit match up to $100. So we all saw it, right? I saw it. Ty Thompson, 6 of 8, 58 yards and a touchdown. Led 2 scoring drives in the second half when given an opportunity. A couple things here. First of all, I love that he's actually being allowed to throw the ball down the field a little bit. I really like that. Second of all, that 3rd and 2 toss to, I believe it was Gary Bryant, that was a dart. He stood in the pocket, 3rd down, got to move the sticks. Crosser comes available, makes the right read, on time, on target pass, and he's got a cannon, which we already knew. The question has been, can he do all the other little stuff? I'm not coming on here declaring that Ty Thompson is going to start for the Ducks in 2024. Here's what we have to be honest about as Duck fans who have been critical of him in the past. What was our biggest objection collectively as Duck fans with Ty Thompson? Man, he doesn't look like he can execute the little stuff. He misses simple throws. He doesn't look comfortable back there. Tell me, when he's gotten into the game this year, has he looked anything but comfortable and capable? Because I see him completing swing passes that he wasn't able to execute a year ago. I see him having more touch on his throws that he had been sorely missing in the last couple of seasons when he'd taken the field. I see a pocket presence from him that makes me think he's more comfortable standing in there and delivering the ball. And when he makes a good throw, he's a 5-star quarterback for a reason. Like every single time he's taken the field this year, he looks better than before. That's undeniable. You don't have to be a Ty Thompson believer. There are plenty of Oregon fans out there who I've seen or interacted with in the comments or Twitter or wherever who will say, oh man, Ty's a bum. He's never going to start. I'm like, I wouldn't pick him to start right now, but he could get better. Well, he's getting better. My confidence level in him is getting higher because what did we want to see from him? Progress. Take steps forward. What has he done? Progress. Taking steps forward. And it's pretty clear that this offensive staff is a lot more capable than the one that originally recruited him. And they seem to be clicking. They seem to be gelling. Everything looks so much better. And he looks like a guy who, if you told me right now he's Oregon starter in 2024, I'd say, yeah, I can see that. And Oregon can be a good team with him because the physical traits are there. It was everything else. Settling down mentally, executing the little stuff. And we're seeing that not once, not twice, every time he's taken the field. He's made touch throws. He's made swing throws. He pushes it down the field. He's got the arm. It's going to be a fascinating offseason, no doubt about it. And I'm saving this conversation for the most part until the games end because Oregon's got a team here that deserves our full attention because they can make the college football playoff if they get the right matchup, maybe win a game, play for a national championship. Oregon has that sort of team. Oregon has that sort of quarterback right now. I have a hard time not feeling encouraged when I watch Ty Thompson get opportunities and execute the way we want to see him execute. I felt good about that. And I felt good about the win too. Be back with you here on Monday. Appreciate everyone listening. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day and go Ducks.